Recently, I went to the zoo to go see some monkeys, and this is actually something I do every other Tuesday as I really like to keep in touch with my roots. Though this time something was different. Whilst imagining what it would be like on the other side, I couldn't help but think how cool it would be to use my feet for something other than walking. Then I remembered that these guys were related to me. So, surely I could train my feet to act like my hands, right? Well, that's what I'm here to answer today. And this is how I beat Five Nights at Freddy's with just my feet. Sorta. Now before we really get into the game, let me first tell you how we actually go about playing with our feet. When I first brought this video idea to my friends, they initially suggested an old dance mat, which sure in theory works, all I'd have to do is plug it in and configure it to Fnaf, but I don't really fancy standing still for 5 hours, so I'd have to find something that works in my little Reddit setup. Then I got another recommendation. Instead of using my feet codependently on one singular controller, what if I use them independently on a joystick and buttons, for example? Again, in theory they work, but we want a monkey to be able to play this, and they won't have access to all of that, so we're going to have to go as archaic as possible. And that's just duct tape. The plan would be, get a simple mouse and duct tape it to my foot. And that's what I did. It was annoying at first figuring out the angle and position for optimal performance, but eventually I found a nice angle that suited my paw size. Despite this, even though the placement was perfect, I ended up having to tape the right trigger, as when we're talking about feet, the movement that's needed for the inputs kinda just happens with all of your toes. So to prevent the wrong trigger being clicked, taping it down was the solution. At first it felt weird wrapping the black tape around my pasty cracker skin. Am I really about to do this? Luckily, I don't have to worry about the tape ripping off my hair, as hair doesn't actually grow down to my feet. But this just left the public's view of my tootsies. Sure, I'm just streaming to 2 or 3 viewers, but what would they think? Would they be impressed with their dexterity or put off by their manliness? All questions monkeys surely ask themselves. Looking into this creature's eyes, could they even beat Fnaf? Or would I have to transcend their already higher powers, foot frontiers? In spite of this, is a challenge I must face alone with the dignity of my ancestors. For further context, I've never actually even played the original Fnaf because it was either £3 to get the game or just watch Markiplier play it, so it was an easy option. Nonetheless, this challenge provided the perfect opportunity to finally try out this game. But before we jump in feet first, considering I don't know anything about this game, I think I might need some help. Alright, let's get an expert opinion.
Moshi Moshi?
Oh, sorry, yeah, Fnaf YouTubers.
Not normal, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Wait, you're still gonna... right?
Yeah. You gonna be there, or?
Yeah, no, not my thing. I'm normal. Anyways, I'll see you later. Bye!
Right. Fnaf.
Yeah?
Fnaf.
What'd you want?
How do you play it?
Light on, flip camera up, and that's pretty much it.
So what about playing with your feet then?
What?
You didn't know?
How would I know that? Okay, bro, I'm off.
Wait, so... I guess I'll just go down this rabbit hole myself.
Dude, what the fuck?
Now, originally I was just going to play the game and see if I can beat it, but that wouldn't reach my main point. If my point is to prove that we can still harness the power of the monkeys, I'd just be proving that to myself. So, I made this a bit of a challenge. Can I be the greatest FNAF player that has ever existed? A player that has been in all the 20 modes, worked on the FNAF movies, and in talks with Scott Cawthon right now about their very own game.
Hello. I haven't played this game since 2015.
Okay, I lied, but hear me out. Playing against the most jobless man that has ever existed wouldn't prove anything because they would win, they've practiced. So playing against someone who's on the exact same standing as me surprisingly provided a very even challenge. So on the 2nd of January 2026, we both set out to find the answer to the question, feet or hands? Monkey or man? Life or death? Starting the first night, I felt like I really had a fighting chance. And after getting somewhat used to the movements, I felt confident. Confident enough to shut both the doors and hide like a pussy. Now sure, great strategy I know, and this would be great if it wasn't for the fact that Golden Freddy just kept cucking me. Now sure, FNAF fans are degenerate, but I didn't think you'd be liars. Golden Freddy being a rare encounter? Fuck off. It was so bad that in the first night, after 3 rare Freddy encounters, I died to power just to load up into the next night and died to Golden Freddy within a minute. Oh my god!
You got 2 Golden Freddys.
I'm trying to play my fucking feet. Why am I getting Golden Freddy?
That is insane. That might be the most insane RNG I've ever experienced in Five Nights at Freddy's. I didn't even know Five Nights at Freddy's could have RNG.
And this is a pattern that just kept going. And luckily after this, I didn't die to Golden Freddy again, but seeing it's me plastered on the screen every other second made me want to do an Ozymandias, kill my brother, and then kill myself. Dying 2 times on the first night set me back a lot. And at this point, Nomad was already on the second night, so I had a lot of catching up to do. Entering the second night, as expected, it sucked. But the first few deaths worked as a learning curve for me. Stay on the cams too long, death.
Ah! Fuck!
Autistically spam the doors, death. Struggle to close the doors, a death. Nonetheless, FNAF is a trial and error game, and unlike Scott's older work, you actually have to learn from your experiences to get better at the game. And I use better very loosely because I was improving, but knowing Nomad was already on the 3rd night was daunting. But like a monkey, this was an orange I want to suckle my teeth into and win.
Yes! Oh, my fucking, my grippers, man. Oh my god.
Are we on night 3?
We're on night 3.
After night 2, things started to change. I had it down. All that struggle seemingly started to pay off. I was getting it. Moving to the doors wasn't painful anymore, it was natural. And opening up the cams wasn't even a thought anymore, it just happened. Eventually this evolved into a routine. Light 1, light 2, cams. It got to the point where Bonnie and Chica just weren't a threat anymore. All I'd have to do is flash the light and use a secret mechanic I didn't even know existed up until this point. You see, I was so focused on solely controlling my feet that I didn't even think about my ears. It's genius. Monkeys aren't deaf, they can hear, and I've been forgetting that fact. With this in mind, I went into night 3 knowing that in 8 minutes and 55 seconds, I would see that 6 AM clock on my screen, knowing that I'm finally getting somewhere.
Are we on night 3? Only thing is, I wonder how you're gonna, like, fight Freddy.
What do you mean?
The whole thing with Freddy is that he doesn't show up on the lights, he just immediately welcomes himself in.
Oh, really? He doesn't even show up on the lights?
He doesn't.
So will Freddy appear on a cam B if he's there?
Yeah, he will appear on the camera. So that's like, I think that's the only cue you got about Freddy, but he can just run through that door.
Yeah, he's there.
You know it's Freddy when it's at 4B.
We gotta close the left one as well. Oh my god. Fucking Foxy and Freddy right there, man. Foxy and Freddy.
Foxy and Freddy. That's what that's what scared me. That's the only way I know how to deal with them is to just let the power run out. I don't know the strats.
Please give me 6. Please. I was so close. Please. Yes! Yes! I actually did it!
We take those.
Night 3. First try. Night
First
3.
try.
I did it. I actually did it. I mean, Nomad died once on the second night, and we all know the second night comes before the third night, so technically, I beat him. From the first night, he was always ahead of me. While I was trying to maneuver to the doors and getting cut by Golden Freddy, he was always one step ahead of me, and he was just breezing through the nights like it was just another day. Literally. So knowing that I was finally on the same night as him made me realize that this isn't just another silly challenge, no. It's more than that. Beating Nomad would prove that monkeys aren't just the leftover scraps of what humans soon became, but a blueprint for our untapped potential. Despite this, night 4 was like trying to hammer a nail in with a flaccid penis. My first attempt gave me some real hope. It was tough, but I got to 4 AM on my very first go, so it showed me that it could be possible. And then came my second attempt. I got to 5 AM this time. And then my third attempt, then my fourth attempt, then my fifth attempt, then my sixth attempt. It was at this point I realized the game was impossible. You see, if you're playing normally, the game requires you to be quick in order to preserve power, and especially in these later nights, the game requires you to be quick enough to stun both Freddy and Foxy. And that's something that I couldn't possibly do. If you've been paying attention, I'm really slow, and like not in here, but like with my feet. For instance, I want you to try something for me. I want you to put your mouse on the floor, I want you to try and move it to a very specific location on your monitor with just your foot, and you'll soon realize it's very hard. So imagine trying to do that, but for 3 locations in the span of 2 seconds. To add to this, at this point, Nomad had already beaten me to night 5. He beat me. Feet aren't as good as hands. They'll never be as good as hands. And I had to realize that, and it hurt. But now, something else is on the line. My pride. Can I make the impossible possible? Can I get lucky enough to which I finally find myself back on the same level as Mr. Hands, or will I forever be stuck in a world surrounded by handsy men? So I gave it one last go.
Pots and pans. No, not at the door. Interesting. You're at the door though. Nice, got it. Click 2A, trigger it, go 4B. 4B, you're there. Okay, bug, great. If I, please tell me I can wait until the power goes out. Please. 5. 4. 3. 2. Please, just go power out, power out, please, don't kill me. What?
I couldn't do it. I spent hours trying to beat this night, freezing my toes off, and it always came down to the same conclusion. I ran out of power. The conclusion I came to was due to how unnatural it is to, you know, play a game with your feet. The speed needed to conserve power just was impossible. To test this, I went in using the exact same strats I've been using, but with my hands. And sure enough, I beat it first go. Now I need to address something real quick, because this is just a black screen here. But if you go onto the main page, it actually says continue night 5, because OBS didn't record me beating the night, which sucks. And I don't fancy playing the game again. But I did beat it. Now, I'm not saying beating Fnaf with your feet is impossible, because I truly believe with enough effort and trial and error, you can harness your inner Caesar. But because a lack of practice was a key point in this challenge, I'll just test it with the other games. So, to answer our question, can a monkey play Five Nights at Freddy's? Technically, yes. Despite losing the challenge, we got to night 4 with relative ease, which is a huge achievement in itself, considering our ailment. And as time went on, I did feel Harambe himself guiding my foot. Hold up, I need to go piss. Give me a sec.
Hi there. While I'm pissing, I've got a few things to tell you. The first is that I'm not actually the pioneer of this challenge, as a man called the Gaming Salmon tried it in 2015, only getting to night 2. Now I only found this out recently, but I beat him anyway, and there's no proof that he actually did it, so I win. The last thing is, if you like this video, don't forget,
share.
and if you liked this, for some reason. Next time, I'll actually beat all the FNAF games, but in one video. Okay, bye.
And for the first time in his life, he saw Jesus right there in front of him. Because sometimes you have to be lying down to see Jesus.